What's up, YouTube? This is Paul Hill. So today we're going to be looking at, can an iPad be used as a laptop replacement? So I guess you've seen that commercial where the kids asked,
What's a computer?
and it's interesting because it's like, can a iPad replace a computer? So we're going to be talking about my experience about that with using this iPad Mini 4 for my last semester. So let's get started. Before we go any further, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below and also click that bell so you get notified anytime I post a video. Now back to the video. Okay, so one of the things that you want to keep in mind, this isn't going to work for everyone, because if you're something like me, where you're like an IT major and you rely on a laptop to do stuff, this may not work for you. Or like if you're an engineer and you need CAD or whatever. Now, the reason why I got away with it this past semester is because I only took one computer class and it was an office class. But so the rest of it is gen ed stuff that just about anyone can do. And so I was able to do most things on here with the help of using my desktop in the evening. So I guess we're going to talk about it. Okay, so the first thing you're probably wondering is how to take notes. So what I do is I like to use OneNote, because I can go in here, I can write, do my notes in a bullet like this from professional speaking. Then I can go and let's say I want to look at something like debate. I can bring up the debate, and some of this stuff isn't labeled perfectly, but I can go through and I didn't do this perfectly, but this one's like a picture of the board with like showing how to set up the flow chart on a notepad and whatnot, and just showing how we did a policy speech. And I mean, what was neat about that is I took all those notes, and then when we did the debate, like my teammate forgot how to set it up exactly, so I already had the page print off, because that's what I was doing. I just had the page printed off of exactly what the note was and just used it. I mean, even other stuff like some classes I was still taking, let's see, bring up my Comp 2 class. I mean, some stuff I was taking stuff on notebook paper sometimes, and instead of trying to keep up with it, I could digitalize it. And like this is just, if you look at it, it looks funny because I whited out some of the table that showed up in the background when it did its effect, just so if I ever had to print it, it didn't screw up. But I mean, stuff like, again, I could digitize stuff and just have it. Because I mean, your mind works in a way that you're going to be thinking more if you write stuff down. And that's been proven before. And yes, some people have even pointed out that you don't retain information as much. But in addition to doing this stuff, like this is on a final study guide, so I moved stuff around and build my final study guides, which made it easier. I mean, even first semester, I mean, using OneNote, I was just taking stuff on notebooks and then putting it in the computer. And I was like, why not just take out the middleman and just use an iPad? So I use that because I have a Office 365 account through my school, and it's really neat just because you can take all sorts of notes. I mean, even pulling up stuff like an environmental science class, which some of the stuff's not here because the stuff's been moved. But I mean, even looking at stuff like this is a PowerPoint that I copied over. And so I could go through and just read it and get ready for the test. And I even made a B in that class. But it just showing how you can set stuff up. And like what I like to do is make the class notebook, then go like class notes, lab notes, PowerPoints, which end up moving to class notes because essentially notes are taking classes with PowerPoints anyway, so that changed. And exam 1, 2, and 3 study guides. And same thing with other stuff like comp. Same thing. It used to be I had the page numbers for the thing in there, and I just moved everything over to like class notes. Then I even got stuff like vocabulary and all that. I can go through and I can keep up with stuff, which didn't do it perfectly, but I mean, it worked. And if I remember to overlay on how I have this set up, I have this all set up in OneDrive. Here's the file structure overlay if I remember to put it up right here. And they're just showing how I have it set up. I mean, because what I would do is like, for example, if I need to pull a file in, I would go on Blackboard, which is for most colleges is the website where you get all your course content. Download the file, and then open it in something like PowerPoint, which I can show you what it looks like, the PowerPoint app itself, and then I'll just save it as a PDF and then put it back in OneNote. So here's a good one. Here's my persuasive speech from what do you call it? My speaking class, which he had us do the outlines in PowerPoint. So I mean, it shows up, and you can go through and you can, you can view it. I mean, even click present, and it may not work because I'm recording the screen. But you can click present, and you can go through and see what a PowerPoint looks like. You can go through, and yes, it's not going to work because I'm screen recording, but whatever. You can go through, and if you look, you can go your insert. Let's close out of the app and try this again. Anyway, so as I was saying, you can go through and you can go do stuff like your, you can go in and go do stuff like, oh look. Anyway, I'm running iOS 12, so ignore these bugs I'm having. So anyway, you can go through and you can go do your insert, and new comments and stuff, shapes, and all sorts of stuff. You're still somewhat limited what you can do, but I mean, you can mark stuff up. I mean, even preview your slideshow and all that. Now, I'm not going to show you how I preview it because I'm running iOS 12 and it's given some finicky bugs, but I mean, it works. And I mean, even here, like, here's the new Files app, which is in the recent that I click browse. I can go into documents and bring up documents and whatnot. And a lot of this is, okay, so right now we're on iCloud Drive, but you can go through and you can save stuff like GarageBand and Keynotes and all sorts of different types of stuff. But if you click locations and click on my iPad, here's what's on your iPad. You can open up stuff like a Word, and here's a document I was working on, like a summary paper, the document, and then you can even go and let's see, go back into on my iPad and go bring up PowerPoint, and it's not showing anything. But then again, I am on a beta, so let's go into Keynote because I think I put it in Keynote. Here we go. Here's PowerPoints that you can click and open, and it's saved on there. Was before you would have to keep open the physical tab and then maybe see if you could export out to something like Keynote. But I mean, either way, it works. What else is there? I mean, you can even save other stuff in there. So I mean, it just overall works. And do I know how to do multitasking? Anyway, and another cool thing that I like is, let's see, what's this? This is a Microsoft Word document. I mean, you could sit and type all sorts of types of stuff. By what I like to do is either do it like this and just type with it on a table, or use my Bluetooth keyboard, which I don't know where that went, that I bought, that's from Logitech. I mean, you do all sorts of types of stuff with it. Now, let's see. Do I know how to do the multitasking? No, I don't know how to do the multitasking in iOS 8, no 12. But, I mean, even stuff like, I mean, I was even working on a study guide one time while I ride in another vehicle one time. And how I did that is, I mean, I could pull this stuff up. I still don't know how to do it, but you should be able to, either way, if I have a screenshot, I'll put it up of some generic one online, but you can go through and do multitasking, and I mean, I had two things open at once, so it was like neat because I could sit there and I could look through PowerPoint and do my study guide. And I mean, you can do all sorts of stuff, and like my favorite one is doing remote desktop, which, let's see, which is neat because you can take and then go and like capture your desktop. Overall, I mean, it was great because I could do stuff just like, for example, even check email. I mean, while I wasn't finishing everything on here, I mean, I could get a good start, and then I could, thanks to Office 365 and stuff, I could save it back in my OneDrive using the OneDrive app, and then go back on my desktop and finish the stuff. And I think I might have even submitted something once. No, at least use the email on here, but I mean, it works great. And in addition, you can do all your normal stuff and whatnot, like entertainment. But I mean, just really think about it. I mean, it's getting really great now. I need to learn the new gesture controls for iOS 12. Plus, the beta is not perfect, but I mean, you can go through and just do all sorts of types of stuff. That it's honestly, I'm kind of miss it when I have to go back to a laptop next semester. Maybe, maybe the class won't. I can do a lot of class stuff outside and then get away with some days bringing an iPad again. But I know if I get any chance I get, I'll probably just carry around an iPad instead of a 6-pound laptop. But anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.